awesome trip when we went down to Bahia Honda there. We fished the wrong rig for a while and didn't get many bites.
Too big a crab.
We finally got the right rig and we started catching them one after the other after the other.
Hello. Maybe we figured it out. Jump.
Go. That was cool, man. How about that, huh?
Who says you don't have to be an athlete to fish?
Yeah, oh, there he's jumping. Look at that. Whoa, yeah. He's gonna jump again. Yeah. Bahia Honda, baby. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on. Oh, he ate it. He ate it. He ate it. Nice, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought you said you had
Got him, relax.
Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh, awesome. Look at that big boy. Woo.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
So what do you think?
Well, I think it's blowing about 25. We could get, I mean, I'm up for anything, man. Shark fishing, tarpon fishing, permit fishing, whatever. But if we're gonna go very far, it's gonna be kind of a rough ride. Where are you thinking
I
about?
just came across the Long Key Bridge there, and it's sloppy.
Yeah.
You know, all that wind
So
in that open
what do you
channel.
think? Where should we go?
Man, I've heard good reports down south of Bahia Honda. We haven't been down there in a long time.
I love Bahia Honda.
Stacked full of tarpon.
Okay.
You know, even in this wind, it's a pretty narrow channel, so it'll be rough, but the fish are there.
Okay, I like Bahia Honda. My suggestion would be that we just throw it on the trailer and trailer down there.
Yeah,
It's gonna make it a lot easier.
it's 30 miles. Yeah, that's a lot easier in the in the truck than on the
let's
water.
do it.
So you got the shark rods ready?
Yeah, I got some big rods. I've got tarpon rods. You know, every time we go to these bridges, there's a good chance you see the big guy, a hammerhead or bull sharks or tiger sharks or whatever. So we're prepared for that too, just in case. I mean, I'd love to catch a big hammerhead, but we'll go down there for tarpon and look for that. And if the tarpon fishing's on, we'll do that. If we get an attack, we'll try for the hammerhead.
Sounds good. You want me to pull the truck around?
Sure.
All right. So that was an awesome trip when we went down to Bahia Honda there. You know, we were wondering what did we do. We were there in prime time for tarpon in May when we knew the tarpon fish was going to be good.
Yeah, well, it's good everywhere, right?
Yes, but
it was
the
blowing
weather,
25.
The weather was, yeah, it was really blowing. And I remember the day before I tried it at Long Key here and some other places. These bigger open channels are just turbulent. And the nice thing about Bahia Honda, it's a very narrow channel. It's deeper than 7 Mile or Long Key or some of these others. It's deeper. It's about 25 feet compared to 15 at the deepest. So the wind shelters it on that hard east wind. And for us just to put the boats on the trailer down, stop on the way and pick up a few crabs. It's a beautiful place to launch our boats. You know, you got the nice state park there to launch at.
Yeah, that is such a nice state park. I mean, you can go in there, there's beautiful RV hookups right next to the water. I mean, $1 million view, really. 3 boat ramps across and plenty of dockage, plenty of places to tie up. And, you know, so often like it is in a state park or a national park, you know, a great feel in the state parks and the national parks.
And then once you get there and launch your boat, you literally idle. You don't have to jump on a plane. You burn a half of gallon of fuel all day, just idling to the bridge. So on a day where it's windy like that, especially that time of year when the tarpon are there, it is as good as it gets. So I'd say if we went through these pilings and then wherever the boats aren't, you know, just kind of ease through there. We're not going to bother anybody if we go a span or two apart. And once we got there, you know, immediately, you know, you could start seeing the tarpon rolling. Almost every piling on that bridge is stacked with tarpon. And when I say stacked, this isn't like at some places where you see a nice layer of fish they are stacked on top of each other.
They really are.
I mean, for 20 feet of water, there are tarpon on top of tarpon on top of tarpon. Every stall in that bridge is loaded.
There's a ton of them right here.
Yeah.
Look at the machine.
There'll be even a bigger ton over there.
Look at the machine.
Yeah, that's a cool mark, man. That is a really cool mark. That structure scan, that's the best I've ever seen it. You know, where you can just see each, almost it looks like tarpon holes.
When you get out there and the tide changes, or you just get out there into your stall and you anchor up, you look down and the water is as clear as this air. I mean, you can see what's there. It's not like you have to look at your bottom machine. You look down, you can see the bottom, and you can literally see layers of tarpon
on top. And there's just so many tarpon that want to get into that channel that there's not room for one layer. So they just start piling on top of one another. And so that's where the crab is so effective, is that you're not fishing up on top just for this top layer of tarpon. You're throwing a crab in there, and it's actually making its way past tarpon after tarpon after tarpon until one of them decides, I can't live without that.
So what's their program here?
You know, I think they're just laying in that shade, chilling during the day, and we just got to get lucky and drift it in front of one, and get a bite or two. But of course, at night they come up to the surface and start feeding and moving around, but during the day there's so many fish in here. If we're persistent about it, usually we'll get a few bites, and then on that outgoing tide in the afternoon, they ought to bite really good on that tide.
Okay, well, I like it. Good clear water. See some rolling here and there. Already gotten a couple bites.
Good. And that's the hard part, is hooking them when we get the bites. It's one of these spots where the fish are here. Can you get them to bite? That's you always told me about the spring creeks and stuff where the fish are there. Just sometimes you can't get them to bite. Well, the fish are here. Oh, there he's jumping. Look at that. Whoa, yeah. He's gonna jump again. Yeah. Bahia Honda, baby.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Hawks Cay, the only key you'll need. By Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin. The Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. Vicious, get vicious. And by Power Pole. And Buff.
I love Bahia Honda because it's a little different than a lot of the different types of tarpon fishing that we do. I mean, we'll fish in Key West Harbor, we'll fish in the channels at Key West, we'll fish on the flats, fly fishing up here at the bridges, and each one of these has a different strategy. Everybody starts figuring it out that that's the best way. And at Bahia Honda, it's definitely crabs. Crabs are the way. I mean, you could go there with a bunch of mullet, you might catch a couple of fish, you will catch a couple of fish. But the rig is very cool. And one of the things that I liked about that rig right away was it was very similar to a fly fishing technique called right angle nymphing, where
you're speaking out of my
you throw out there and your line goes out like this, but instead of trying to drift a nymph like this and getting all kinds of drag in the line, you go out there and then you try to drift the nymph so it's straight down underneath
when you're fly fishing trout, you mean?
Yeah, steelhead mostly.
And you have a strike indicator or something?
Yes.
So like that balloon. So it's basically we're doing the same thing, just bigger.
Right. But if I float through a school of fish like that and I don't get a bite, then there's something wrong.
Like fresh crab.
Your bait's not right, or you're not deep enough, or you're too deep, or something, because they should bite that.
I had a bunch of balloons in the boat to shark fish with, tied on the top of the leader so it would go out and then straight down, and I started getting more bites, but we were still having trouble. And there was people on both sides of us now as the tide started coming.
Especially that one boat.
Right. He wasn't using a balloon, he was using a cork, but it was the same kind of deal. So I knew, okay, well, I've come across the right rig, and it's funny that, you just get there and you kind of figure it out while you're there. But he kept just hooking fish after fish after fish. And he came by us one time and he's like, the crabs that he was using were really small, like the size of a permit crab. And it was really nice of him to, offer that suggestion. And we did have a lot of those kind of crabs. And that was a good suggestion. We've kind of downsized a little bit, using the same rig. You went with a balloon now, and we got it dialed in.
Hello. Maybe we figured it out.
Get on the anchor.
Took a while.
He's around something already. And all of a sudden now we watched this guy getting a bite after bite after bite.
Yep.
And now having the confidence to go, okay, 18 foot, and I measured it out, and I put the split shots, 3 feet up above my hook, put the small crab on, and it did not take long. You already feel gold, man. You got a life jacket?
Yeah.
Get it to me quick. And the big challenge there is not just hooking them, it's landing.
Right.
Those fish, I remember that one fish, he got under the piling, around the piling, and there's those posts that go down like this, and if they go in there, it's pretty much game over. And we pulled out a life jacket real quick, clipped that onto my reel, and just dropped this rod in the water, hooked up to the tarpon. I mean, thinking like this might not work. Ready? Take me around the other side.
There it goes.
Just get me on that piling. Let me get on that piling. I'll walk on that piling. Neutral.
I'm backing up.
All right, fish is out here.
Come on. Jump.
Go. That was cool, man. How about that, huh?
Who says you don't have to be an athlete to fish? Good job.
That was so
I had
cool.
my doubts. We were either going to crash into the bridge, sink the boat, or lose the fish. We didn't. We managed to do none of them.
Went over there, picked it up, clicked off the life jacket, tightened it back down, and the tarpon's still there. That was awesome.
In those kind of conditions where it's that windy, you know, it's not like you can keep the boat right there because the boat is going up and down. And if you hit that bridge in those kind of conditions, I mean, it's bye-bye to fiberglass. And that was my brand new boat, you know. It's not recommended.
That was athletic
Not
fishing.
recommended for anyone.
Running that way. Oh, there he's jumping. Look at that. Whoa, yeah. He's gonna jump again. Yeah. Bahia Honda, baby.
I'll tell you what, there for a while, felt kind of snake bit. Couldn't buy a bite. People were jumping fish left and right next to us. Just gotta wait your turn.
Yeah. And maybe a little tweak with the rig, you know?
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. By Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate. Quantum Rods and Reels, fishing at a quantum level. By Loadmaster. And Costa.
One of the big keys at Bahia Honda that I remember from years ago, and we certainly saw it again that day, is even though the fish are stacked in there, your boat position has to be perfect because there's eddies and currents, and it seems weird that you start the drift over here, but then if you're just a little bit off, you're getting around them. But if you get the boat position just right to where your float is going right through the middle of that school of fish, you're going to get hooked up almost every time.
Well, that's the other thing about the rig with the balloon or some kind of visual, a cork or some other kind of visual. We were able to see that, hey, look, the tide hits the bridge piling, it goes around like this, and every time the balloon has been exactly right there, I've gotten a bite. Very, very similar to how a trout feeds. Like, you know, there's a rock in the middle of the stream and the river comes down and the fish is gonna be right there. If you do it just right, you're getting a bite. And once that fish bites, another one moves right in there because that's the #1 feeding position.
There he is. There is the beast.
I'm glad to see him. There for a minute there. I thought we were snake bit.
That was a good idea with that nymph rig. It's interesting how something you did for trout years ago paid off big today.
It's all the same, man. It's just presenting something in the current.
Yeah, baby. Nice. Yeah, Bahia Honda tarpon.
Bahia Honda. Look at this beautiful water, man.
Gorgeous.
Water is clear as crystal.
I got him if you want to let go.
Give me a big fella.
Yeah, man, look at that, right in the button of the mouth. That's the circle hook.
One more.
Woo!
There we go. Hook. Very good.
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful size.
That is
not
cool.
too big, not too small,
Gosh.
full grown.
He fought like he was a lot bigger.
Yeah, he did, but look at this current that we got in here.
First tarpon on the new boat, right?
That's right. Good luck, big boy. A lot of sharks around here. I don't know if he goes. Good luck. Awesome.
Yeah!
Way to go, man. That was full of adventure.
That was
Up
cool.
on the bridge.
Can you believe we
Backing
got him when he
up.
field goaled us there?
No, can't.
That's the
I
first
did
time
not
I've
think that you were gonna get on the bridge.
Yeah.
Thought we were gonna throw it under there like we've done before, but I didn't think we were getting on the bridge.
Well,
It was a little hairy, a lot of current, a lot of wind. You're wanting to get up on the bridge. Let's go catch another one.
yeah, man. A huge part of my fishing over the years has been fishing for tarpon around these bridges. Both Long Key Bridge, 7 Mile Bridge, Bahia Honda have some of the best tarpon fishing in the world. And I've done it since I was a kid for fun, and I've fished thousands of guided trips over the years for tarpon at these bridges. One of the huge parts about fishing at the bridges is having the right kind of anchor system. Over the years, we've developed these quick release anchors with a float ball and a short anchor rope and an anchor that'll catch quickly, and we drop them to try to get ourselves set up perfectly around the bridge. And then when we hook that tarpon, we've got to quickly let that anchor go and throw at the ball, and then chase the tarpon, come back and get the anchor later. That's the way we used to do it. Now, this new trolling motor has totally changed the way I'm fishing. 90% of the time, I'm using this trolling motor instead of dropping that anchor. I'm putting it down in front of the bridge, setting up where I want to, hitting the anchor mode, and just it keeps me there perfectly. This is such a huge advantage because instead of having to worry about pulling that anchor every time or throwing the ball and going back to it, I just hit manual, chase the fish down, and put the trolling motor up after I'm chasing the fish. This gives me the advantage to get after them quickly and catch a lot more tarpon. The other cool feature with this trolling motor now is it's hooking up directly to my Lowrance HDS GPS. So all the waypoints on my GPS, I can program this trolling motor to take me to those. So if I got a traditional spot I fish, I just hit the button and it goes right there. The other huge advantage of it is when we're out there fishing and we see the tarpon rolling over to the left or rolling behind us, instead of having to start the motor, go forward, pull the anchor up, and then maneuver over and drop the anchor with the threat of scaring the fish, now silently and quickly, I just hit manual, move the boat over where I want to, hit anchor again without any noise, without spooking the fish. I can set up perfectly in front of those tarpon, drift that bait back to them, and boom, hook up. This has totally revolutionized the way I fish tarpon around the bridges.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by True Flies, life off the chart. By Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. And by Motor Guide. And Fraybill.
For full-length shows, step-by-step instruction, and stuff you've never seen on TV, go to saltwaterexperience.com.
Got a bite. Hooked up. Come up and jump right here. And the cool thing about that day is we got down there and we're basically fishing the tide. There was a 4-hour window. We got there at the beginning of the incoming tide. We timed it well, right when it started going in, and we fished that tide. We learned our lessons. We fished the wrong rig for a while and didn't get many bites.
Too big a crab.
We finally got the right rig, and we started catching them one after the other after the other. And just an awesome, awesome tide. And then when that tide started settling down, I kept telling you, I said, you know what? Wait until the outgoing tide.
Right.
It's gonna get even better. Here he comes. There he is. Woo, yeah.
Good job, dude. So nice. This water's so clear, man. Beautiful down here.
Thousands of big tarpon. There he is. Nice. Nice. Oh, that was cool. Very cool. Woo!
Okay. Ah.
Yeah! Dude, I like this.
All right, I got
So glad we came down here. This is good.
Okay.
Look at that big old mouth. Woo, let me check him out. Get down there and get my mitts on. That's a nice fish.
That is a good one. Bahia Honda tarpon.
And there are a bunch of them. That's great. You know, it's amazing we haven't seen any predators as I say
keep
that.
holding this one. We're gonna see one right here. You ready? Here he goes.
Yeah, go ahead. Woo. Yeah.
You could tell when it was starting to be over because a lot of those guides that were fishing in that area, we start seeing these guys taking off, and I know, okay, we might get another fish here, but wait until the next tide, and then you're gonna see it really happen.
He's going right down the middle.
Gotcha. Go up front. He's gonna jump. Make him come up right there. Oh yeah! Keep him away.